We serve him, not as a means to an end. We serve him because he is actually worthy, the only one worthy of our worship, of our lives, of our faith. Before I came here to my off-grid property today, I had to do something I really didn't want to do, and that is I ran 6 miles. I'm not a runner, I'm not an athlete, but I have a reason for running as much as I did today. My legs are sore, they're worn out, they're smoked, and as I've walked around here doing some work and building fires and stuff, I'm reminded of the fact that I ran 6 miles today. Running for me is a means to an end. Here in about 7 weeks or so, I'm going to be running a half marathon. And if I don't put the work into running today, I will never accomplish the task of finishing that half marathon. But that, in and of itself, is not even the ends to the means. The end result is not to finish a half marathon or to even run it at a certain time. The end in mind is to be healthier and to honor the Lord with my body. The means by which I accomplish that is running. So I gotta run 4 days a week, and the closer I get to the race, the more I have to run. If we're not careful, we will take this same approach to our relationship with God. If we're not careful, we will actually view God as a mean to an end. What do I mean by that? God is not a means to an end. We don't receive Jesus just to get heaven. Far too often we preach in churches and pastors stand from pulpits and say, if you want heaven, you need to receive Jesus. Okay, well, what do I got to do? Well, you have to say this prayer and then you get heaven. That seems like a pretty good deal to me, right? And how many people? Is it in the hundreds of thousands? Is it in the millions of people who have a false, unbiblical sense of hope because they said a prayer or they did a thing or they got wet and were baptized, whatever it might be, and yet they have no commitment to Christ? They don't know nearly enough theology to actually get saved. They didn't have even a genuine moment of faith like the thief on the cross next to Jesus where he said, remember me when you come into your heaven. And far too many people see God as a means to an end. I want heaven, so I'll just take some Jesus in my life, or I'll say a prayer, or I'll do this thing. God is not a means to an end. And not only that, after we're saved, if we're not careful, we will view Jesus as a means to an end. I want God's blessing, so I will do A, B, C, and D. I want to have this in my life, therefore I will say this thing and name it and claim it on faith. Why then do we have life in Christ at all? Because it's not about us, it's about who Jesus is. We serve him, not as a means to an end. We serve him because he is actually worthy, the only one worthy of our worship, of our lives, of our faith. Jesus is the object of our faith, of our belief, of our rationality, of our intellect, of our jobs, of our family life. He is the object of everything. We should seek to serve him not as a means to an end, but because he simply is God. And some people, sadly, some people want to know God just so they can use God. But I'm here to tell you that is a false doctrine. Jesus said it like this in Luke chapter 17, verse 10. So you also, when you have done everything you were told, should say, we are unworthy servants. We have only done our duty. So why do we come to Christ? Because it's our duty. Because we are his children and he's told us what to do. And yes, we will be blessed if we do these things. Yes, we will receive an inheritance if we do these things, but we don't do it to receive that inheritance. We do it to actually gain Jesus, the real prize, as the Apostle Paul said. And this whole idea of I'm going to love God, I'm going to do these things so that I receive something is just founded deeply in humanistic belief. It is so filled with the world and sin and selfish desires. And I pray today that we will not come to Christ thinking that we will receive something special from him, but we come to Christ because he is God, because he is Lord, because he is creator of everything, and because he alone is worthy. Think about the end times. Revelation chapter 5 tells us what exactly we and all the heavenly creatures will be singing. In a loud voice they were saying, "Worthy is the Lamb who was slain to receive power, wealth, wisdom, strength, and honor, and glory, and praise." Our life is all about that. It's about who Jesus is and what he has done. It's not about what he can do for us. Live today seeking to give him power, wealth, wisdom, strength, honor, glory, and praise. That's a life that honors the Lord. Be blessed in that today. God bless you.